My husband swore. The night shift changed him, but his phone finally proved otherwise. Tonight, it was 1:17 a.m. when I realized my husband had started locking the bathroom door at home. I was sitting on the edge of our bed folding tiny baby socks while he showered, and I could hear his phone vibrating against the sink counter every few seconds. He had never cared about privacy before. We used each other's phones to order food, check directions, stupid normal married things. That night, hearing the lock click made my stomach tighten so suddenly I stopped breathing for a second. When he came out, his hair was dripping onto the hallway floor, and he wouldn't look directly at me. He just grabbed his phone and flipped it over like it burned him. "Who keeps texting this late?" I asked. "Guys from work," he said too quickly. I nodded like I believed him because our daughter was asleep in the next room and I was too tired to fight. But I barely slept after that. I lay there listening to him breathe beside me while my brain kept replaying tiny things I had ignored for months. The new cologne, the sudden gym membership, the way he started correcting how I dressed before we went anywhere together, the fact he never touched me first anymore unless he'd been drinking. At 5:40 the next morning, he left for work and forgot his smartwatch charging beside the microwave. I wasn't even trying to snoop. I picked it up because it kept buzzing, and a message preview lit the screen before I could stop myself. Last night was worth the wait. I just stared at it. No name, just the message. My hands actually started shaking. I remember because I dropped the watch onto the kitchen tile hard enough to wake the dog. I spent the entire day convincing myself there had to be another explanation. Maybe coworkers joked weirdly. Maybe I was dramatic. Maybe postpartum hormones were still messing with me, even though our daughter was already 2. When he got home that evening, I watched him kick his boots off near the door like always. Same routine, same face, same voice asking what smelled good in the kitchen. I almost hated him more for acting normal. I waited until after dinner when our daughter fell asleep on the couch with applesauce on her shirt. Then I asked him directly, "Who is she?" He froze for maybe 2 seconds before laughing softly. "What are you talking about?" I told him about the message. I expected denial, anger, something louder. Instead, he sat down slowly at the table and rubbed both hands over his face. That scared me more. He admitted it had been going on for 8 months with a woman from his warehouse shift. He kept saying it just happened, which made me feel sick because nothing accidentally lasts 8 months. He said she listened to him, said he felt invisible at home after the baby came. I remember laughing at that part because I had spent 2 years cleaning spit up from couches, surviving on 4 hours of sleep, carrying our entire household while he disappeared emotionally. Invisible. That word sat inside my chest like glass. He cried harder than I did. I didn't expect that either. Around midnight, he asked if we could fix things. I looked around our apartment while he talked, his coffee mug in the sink, his jacket hanging behind the door, our daughter's crayons scattered across the carpet. Everything looked painfully ordinary. That was the worst part. Nothing dramatic happened after. I didn't throw things or scream. I just told him to sleep on the couch. 3 weeks later, he moved into a 1-bedroom across town. Sometimes he still comes over to see our daughter and asks if I'm okay in this careful voice like I'm fragile now. I always say yes because explaining the truth feels embarrassing. The truth is, I still automatically listen for his key in the door every night around 6. And every single time I remember he isn't coming home anymore.